Hi, this is Danny Hicks from some of the best bad movies you've ever seen. And you're listening to the Tim-O and Harley Show.
Welcome to the Tim-O and Harley Show.
Thank you for listening to the Tim-O and Harley Show. I am Tim-O. Over there is my partner in Minecraft, Mr. Ben Harley. Say hello, Harley.
What is happening, people?
Ben, Hall of Fame Harley.
Yes. Yes.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good, buddy. I'm feeling a little bit better this week.
Good.
Yeah, I got inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'm just not the Hall of Fame, but the St. John's Jesuit Hall of Fame for our 2007 state championship winning hockey team. Yeah, I was the goalie coach.
Oh, nice.
Back then. So yeah, we got inducted. Actually, only the second team to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So there at St. John's, very proud of it, Tim. Very proud. It was a nice evening, and I got to see some of the kids. That not all the team could come back. Neither of my goalies came back, them little jerks. Wait till I see them. I mean, I'm going to make them skate laps again.
Yeah, there you go.
Even though they're almost in their 30s, you wait till I get a hold of them.
You're still older.
Yeah, exactly. But no, thank you, Tim-O. Yeah, it was what an honor. And it was really nice. Got to wear my championship ring. Got a little plaque and everything, so it was nice.
You get to wear your gold jacket now whenever you're doing the show.
That's
right. Hall of Famer. So
you got that right.
Nice.
Thank you, Tim-O.
Yeah, congrats on that. Yeah,
thanks, buddy.
We've been over here. We've been just working on the I guess Squatchy Acres, which I've now retermed Dermal Ridge. You know, it's kind of funny. I was walking through because they got it all framed now. They're finishing the roof.
Looks good. It's coming along.
Thank you. Yeah, they're finishing the roof off. They got a lot of stuff. So they're ready to start putting in like the plumbing and the heating and cooling and the electrical. So, you know, the electrical thing, it's kind of a big deal with me. Kind of a big deal. So I called our project manager. And what's kind of funny is that almost everybody working on this place knows my band Fragile Porcelain Mice. So what's really nice about this is that most of the guys working on this used to come and see us play if they don't still. So it helps a little bit thinking maybe they won't cut a corner. They don't want to, you know, it's and look, I mean, I'm very pleasant to them when I come out there too and everything. But the electrician guy, I'd say he was, I don't know, maybe early 50s, just a few years older than us, you know, or whatever. And he wasn't the most, there wasn't a lot of humor haunting around in that man's wheelhouse. Let's put it that way. And it was real important. I told our project manager, I said, okay, now listen. Okay. Now everybody that builds a house for you guys has like at least one thing they're neurotic about, right? There's like one thing they're focused in on and they can't let it go and they're just in pins and needles, right? He goes, I go, well, mine's the electric. I said, I want the house wired a certain way for internet, for power. We want a backup generator for when power goes out. I mean, all this stuff, you know. So this guy comes in, you could tell he was like, oh God, I don't need to deal with this today. You know, and I'm like telling him all this stuff, and I'm trying to like kind of kid around with him a little bit. And Ben Harley, I'm a really funny guy. I mean, just hilarious.
You kind of are.
Off the charts. Okay. Wasn't hitting this guy at all. Wasn't doing nothing. Doing nothing. You know, so we walk through the house and he's kind of looking at him like I'm a pain in the ass. We walk out to look at some of the outside receptacle possibilities. And I turned to our project manager and I said, hey, my parents-in-law are having an 8-foot tall wooden Sasquatch built for me, and they're going to put bike reflectors for eyes, and they're going to have it so that's peeking around a tree. So we put it up against one of our trees. It's peeking around. The electric guy comes in and goes, you talking about the Squatch? The Sasquatch? I go, yeah. He's like, I like Squatch. I like the Sasquatch. That was it.
That's it. You hit his wheelhouse. There you go.
The music, he could have cared less if I played in the Charlie Daniels band. It didn't matter to him. But once I started talking Bigfoot and told him we went to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, he wanted to listen to the show. He was all about it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get set up real nice for my electricity. I told the guy, look, I want an antenna. Give me an antenna. I need one bad. I need one bad. But so that was kind of fun.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah. So, but everything's going good out there, and got some Fragile Porcelain Mice. I got 2 Fragile Porcelain Mice shows, Ben Harley, October 28th with Nihilate for their what's it called? Their Hobgoblin Spookadelic show. They have a Halloween show.
Really fun.
Yeah, they have a Halloween show in Springfield, Illinois every year. And then we have of course, a day before Thanksgiving show. Now, it used to be on Thanksgiving, but we've all gotten told to do that. So now we're doing a day before Thanksgiving at Pops over here across the river from St. Louis. Yeah. And Nihilate will be playing with us there. That'll be the night before Thanksgiving. And we got, let's see, Mr. Brian Mary from the Adoring Heirs, his band, one of his bands from the 90s, Fuse 12, is going to open up the whole night. So that should be good. Ultraman, oh my God, we've got the Descendants coming up on October 6th.
Nice.
Playing,
that's awesome, buddy.
Yeah, and then like a week later, we're playing at a sold-out show in Lawrence, and then coming back to Foo Bar and Ben Harley.
You're on tour, buddy.
Boy,
you got the rock and rolls, buddy.
My skills are in demand. My diminishing skills are in demand. So
hey, you're good at something, Tim.
Yeah. So it's been busy in the Timo and Harley world. I know it's been busy in your world with work, which is good. That means money's rolling in.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Some stuff on the horizon, hopefully, and try to take a couple steps forward on a few things and stuff like that. So I'm just glad to be back feeling better.
Oh, yeah.
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 I'm breathing a little bit better, but it's been so humid up here. It's been Serengeti hot in Toledo, Ohio, which I'm not sure why, but it is. And it's September, almost October, and it is blazing hot up here right now.
I think by the time people hear this, it's going to cool back down to the 70s.
I sure hope so. Yeah. I need it. I'm going to go out there and punch the air because it's so thick up here.
Right. Right. Well, Harley, got to watch a few things this week. I'll go through real fast with you here. See, Angie and I watched a few things. One thing we watched is Wait Until Dark from 1967. With Audrey Hepburn in it, Alan Arkin, and Richard Crenna in it. And this is the movie where there is a doll, like a stuffed animal that's a teddy bear that's stuffed with heroin, I believe.
Wow, okay.
And it gets into Audrey Hepburn's apartment somehow, or at least they think it does, and Audrey Hepburn is a blind woman. And this is a big play. So Richard Crenna and Alan Arkin, and I think it was George DeZunda. It's not, maybe it wasn't George DeZunda, but it was a guy who looked just like him. There's like 3 of them that were after her. They were trying to trick her. You know what I mean? Because she's blind.
Yeah.
So they think they can trick her into finding, all this and everything. It's just a classic film. I'm sure you've heard of it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I have heard of it. Yeah.
Well, Richard Crenna and Alan Arkin are just really, really good in it too. It was funny though, because during the whole movie, I kept it's a set. It's an apartment set pretty much.
Sure.
And they won't keep the damn refrigerator doors shut in this movie. It just drove me fucking crazy to the point where I kept telling Angie, I'm like, now I don't remember every nook and cranny at the end of this movie, Angie. I said, but they're really showing me that fridge a whole lot. And she looks at me like, I don't think that's no, they're showing the fridge, damn it. Fridge ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But still, they needed to close the damn thing. But it was funny because this movie was nominated for a bunch of things, Oscars and stuff like that. And I think Audrey Hepburn either won or was nominated for her performance. And they asked Alan Arkin, who was kind of the main bad guy. They asked Alan Arkin, they said, Are you upset that you didn't get nominated? Because his performance was highly regarded. And he just said, you don't be mean to Audrey Hepburn for an hour and a half and then get nominated for an Oscar. Sorry. Doesn't happen, but
no,
yeah, so pretty fun though.
Funny.
Pretty good time watching it.
Sure.
It was fairly interesting. Actually, Ben Harley on Amazon Prime,
Oh,
yeah, Amazon Prime. The Spawn TV series from 1997 to 99, the animated series with Keith David doing the main voicing and that and stuff like that. That's on there. So I watched a couple episodes of that. It's okay. Animated
I
films.
did like the Spawn movies a lot. The Spawn movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of a different story. I don't disagree. That was a little painstaking to watch. Good parts, bad parts didn't come together real good. This show's okay. I mean, I think you have to really like comics, Spawn, that kind of stuff to be into. Animated films I have a hard time with. I have a hard time taking them serious.
Yeah, I'm a big Todd McFarlane fan, but I have to admit I've never saw the Spawn TV series or animated thing. So I'd like to. I mean, if it looks like Todd McFarlane stuff, I'd be in. I really would. I have a Spawn number one sitting not too far from me right now in a frame. Actually.
Oh, okay.
So
it's a TV series. You might like it more than me. It's kind of anime, and not really Japanese, but it's adult. It's adult animation. Sure. I mean, from 97, it's okay. I mean, like I said, it's hard for me watching these animated things because they all just feel like cartoons to me with cuss words and a few boobs every now and then. So, but yeah. I kind of went into it a little bit, but whatever. Watched a spaghetti western, Ben Harley.
Really?
Directed by Lucio Fulci.
Oh, okay.
Yes, from 1978. Watched Silver Saddle. Saddle, yeah. Co-starring a Jeffrey Lewis. In a pivotal.
Like some Jeffrey Lewis.
Yes, a pivotal but supported role in that film. But unfortunately, he is dubbed. It is a spaghetti western. It is Italian.
Yeah.
It is actually considered the last true spaghetti western. I guess it was one of the last ones, the last one produced by a big studio over there.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, it's the dubbing really pretty much drags it down a notch because it's it's not the worst, but it's still kind of lacking. The thing in this movie is there's a pop tune, like a folksy pop tune going through the whole film. I mean, the whole film. Every time a scene stops, you'll hear acoustic guitar. Silver saddle, da-da-da-da-da. So it's actually kind of catchy, but I was like kind of laughing because every time the dialogue stopped, you can almost guarantee you're going to hear Silver saddle, but kind of
that's hard for me.
Kind of funny stuff. Also on Amazon Prime, Ben Harley, I watched a movie called Super Argo and the Faceless Giants.
Okay, sounds interesting.
Now, the faceless giants happen to be robots that were shorter than the main hero. But let's not worry and split hairs about that, okay? Because Ben Harley, this is a 1968 movie co-produced in Spain and Italy about a masked wrestling superstar. Superhero. Sorry.
Superhero, yeah.
He was a superstar and a superhero who just happens to have acquired via some lessons, some Far East psychic abilities.
Okay.
I think he can levitate and things like that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Boy, this was. Yeah, and there's a couple other Super Argo films rolling around the countryside too. That was kind of silly.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was kind of silly. Let's see here. Ben Harley watched. I remember a couple weeks back, I talked about watched Scanners 3 on my Vudu. I actually got a hold of a copy. I'm looking in Mr. DVD Bob Slendorn's direction. Got a hold of a copy of Scanners 2. So I went to Scanners 3, and then I kind of went over there to Scanners 2. So I went backwards a little bit. This one's from 91. It's not bad. It's got pretty bad moments and slow parts in it, but it's a decent B movie. It's just a B movie. The guy that directed Screamers with Peter Weller in it did it. So and David Hewlett to star. I kind of liked him a little bit. I guess I still kind of like him a little bit. He's okay. Kind of a good character actor kind of guy, but okay. Ben Harley also here finally here. You do know that not only am I a snooty purveyor of antennas and Amazon Prime and Sling TV and Hulu, anything that makes like a little snow cap on the top of my nose, you can ski down it. Anytime that happens, I'll jump in. Hands forward.
Sure,
hands first. I'll jump in. I'm diving in. So. We also are snooty in that we belong to the TCM Turner Classic Movies Wine Club, correct?
Oh, yeah. Now you are.
Yeah, I know. So when they send you these boxes of wine, you get this little like booklet, and it tells you what the wine, what kind of grapes they are, what part of the world they come from, and everything. It also suggests a film to watch with it. So one of our wines was a Malbec. Okay, 2015 Malbec, baby. Good year. Yeah. And it was called Pinot. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Pinot Noir, is what it was. Okay. And it was a Pinot Noir. It's film noir. They had like a film noir, packaging for it and stuff like that. So it suggested to watch a Robert Mitchum movie, Out of the Past. Well, now, Ben Harley, most normal humans would probably have to run to a store or order something, but Timo just happened to have it on Blu-ray.
Yes, of course.
So we drank half the bottle and watched Out of the Past. What do you do with the other half? So Out of the Past, a good movie directed by Jacques Tourneur, who directed Cat People and I Walked with a Zombie. I did some Val Lewton stuff, so not too bad. Out of the Past, Out of the Past is considered a real classic film noir movie. Okay, from 1947. Right. Okay, now it's got, like I said, Robert Mitchum and Kirk Douglas is in it as an asshole.
He does play a good asshole sometimes.
He sure does. He's got an asshole on his chin too. And then sure Robert Mitchum did too, by the way. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to start nastiness. I got a little Rhonda Fleming in it though. I like me some Rhonda Fleming. Not too bad, but they tout this movie. It's a decent film. It's a decent crime drama. So we watched it and it was pretty good, but we had half a bottle of film noir left. What are we going to do, Ben Harley? What are we going to do? I popped in The Maltese Falcon.
No.
Yes. Okay. Wow, directed by John Huston, starring Humphrey Bogart and Peter Lorre. Yeah. Ooh, it's a Sam Spade movie, 1941. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. And boy, is this a great, great movie. You can't print and watch this movie. Lots of...
No, that's... It's talky, isn't it?
It is, and it is a very complex, mysterious murder mystery crime movie and stuff. And what's funny about it is that there's a lot of smoking in this movie. Okay, yeah. And what happened was Warner Brothers told Houston, told John, you can't, let's have less smoking. We don't, and the reason is not because we care about people's health. We're worried that people will get inspired to go out into the lobby and have a smoke break during the movie and miss something. That's hilarious. So Bogart and some of the cast got wind of this. They got mad. So as a practical joke, they started chain smoking in the movie. All right. Oh, wow. So Warner Brothers got pissed off, didn't think that was very funny, and told John Huston to cut it out or he's going to be fired. So finally, everybody straightened up and they quit smoking, and they showed the Warner Brothers execs like what they were filming for the final scene, and they said, what? Well, now it's ruined because there's no smoke in the scene and the atmosphere is gone. So they had to reshoot with them smoking again.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, but what a fantastic movie, and Humphrey Bogart is fucking hilarious in it. Just hilarious because he's such a dick. He's such an egotistical dick, and he's grinning through the whole movie. He's going to come up on top. He's coming out on top. He's grinning through the whole. But good time, and it went well with the bottle of wine. Went real well with that bottle of wine. So that's what I got, Ben Harley. What you got?
That's what you got.
That's what I got.
Timo, I got a little snootier myself too. I went to DirecTV.
High roller.
I'm telling you, a little AT&T also mixed in there, for my internet now. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, I've been enjoying it. One day, my first full day of DirecTV, I got to watch a couple episodes of The Incredible Hulk.
Whoa.
Right into Knight Rider, and then the A-Team actually that day too. And man, and I watched a little movie called Bandolero, right?
Oh.
No, yeah, Bandolero,
Oh,
and and what's her name? She's Raquel Welch. She's a little cutie. I don't know if you ever looked at her, but man, she's cute.
Only,
but no, I like it.
Only when I'm alone and looking nasty at myself. But yes, I have looked at her. She's the most, she's hugely beautiful.
Oh, yeah, but what a good movie. It's got Dean Martin. Who else? Oh my God, George Kennedy in it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, Jimmy Stewart's in it. And him and Dean Martin are brothers who basically were separated because of the Civil War. And yeah, I won't go into too much of it because it's a lot of film. But yeah, it's got Grandpa from the Waltons is also in it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, just what a good movie though. Good Western. I did miss the first couple minutes, but yeah, that was really enjoyable for my first day of DirecTV viewing. So yeah, very excited about that. I did watch something, Timo, kind of in your wheelhouse. It's a documentary about Sound City, I do believe.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Sound City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty good. I was a little upset though because they went through and had a lot of people that I could give a crap about. And then you showed me Rick Nielsen, who I really give a crap about, but you never show him playing or doing anything. You show a snippet of him.
Right.
So that made me a little mad at, what's his name from the Foo Fighters? I was going to give
Dave Grohl, that's his movie kind of.
Dave Grohl.
Put that together, right? Yeah.
Yeah, basically, but it was really cool, and I know you would enjoy it being an engineer. And
I've seen it,
and
yeah.
So I knew you would enjoyed it, and so yeah, it just it was pretty neat. It was fun to watch. A couple things I wanted to talk with you about, Timo. They're rebooting Halloween, huh?
Yeah, Jesus.
What do you think about that?
You know what I think about it.
I know.
Just make just do something else. I don't know. And Danny McBride is doing it. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's look.
What else has he done? I mean, I know he's a comedian. I think he's funny. I really do. But I don't know. Is he directing or just writing it? I think
he might be doing both.
Jamie Lee Curtis is supposed to be.
Yes, she's in it.
Involved as well.
Yeah, she's Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Now I think this is a sequel. I don't think it's like another.
A reboot. Yeah.
No, if it's not a remake, if they want to make another one, by all means, go ahead. It's almost like, is it even possible to make a classy sequel to anything anymore? I mean, I really thought that H2O was going to be like that when I went and saw it.
That was painful.
And I'm like, this is just another bad horror film. It's just another bad
short. And it was short too, real short. And I like the short films. You know what I mean? It was I don't know.
Look, I'm not really excited about anything coming out ever anymore. I don't think I'm going to like anything. And I usually don't. And the thing is that you would think that, no, Timo, you're just a cranky old mofo. You don't understand. And Ben Harley will back me on this. With me, if I walk into something expecting to hate it, the odds are it's got a better chance of me being surprised and liking it. I go in with real low expectations, and we've done this even reviewing movies, and I end up going, hey, this is great. This is really good, So I go in with low expectations watching these movies, and they are met. And then,
exactly. Now, I've heard a few things about it. My sister-in-law and my brother went, which I don't know if I can't remember the last movie my brother went to in the theater. I think it might have been Jaws. I don't know. So he's not a big movie guy. But I guess there is going to be a part 2, I guess, of when they're older too. So this one, I'll report back because I would not mind seeing that in the theater. So I'll report back. But one other thing too, while we're talking reboots or whatever, hold on.
Real quick. Going back to It.
Yeah.
That I believe the It that's in theaters right now would be like the first night of the 2-night miniseries that was aired in the 90s of It, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's what they got right now.
When they're kids.
Yes, when they're kids.
And then the part 2 will be when they come back as adults or whatever.
Yes, as the second night. And I will say that, look, this, and it's been kind of a little heartening, like nice to me. And this is kind of weird that this is nice, but it's been nice to see people actually saying people are like, it's so much better than the first one. And people are going, when's the last time you saw the first one? Because it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's not a big stretch to be better than that first movie. It is awful.
No, it's got its moments. It's got
go back and watch it.
Moments.
No, go back and watch it.
I know, we did.
You're wrong.
I think we did. Well, it's mostly because the Tim Curry is what I liked about it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. There is some painful stuff in it. And it does not hold up. No, it does not.
No, not at all. So
now, Tim, I don't know if you heard about this though, but they're supposed to be doing something Leatherface too. I don't know if that's a reboot or whatnot. So
I didn't
know if you'd heard anything.
Yeah,
about that.
I think it's supposed to be Leatherface when he was a kid, like a
how
teenager.
They became the Sawyers or something, or the Sawyer families.
Yes, which it's kind of been explored already, but they're going to re-explore it again. I know that we talked to John Dugan about this because he was, of course, aware they were making this and everything. Yeah. And I don't know, what did he say? A British guy or something is playing Leatherface, and it's supposed to be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff.
Well, the thing, it's they're going to try to make you feel bad for him, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to feel bad for why he is Leatherface, and that's what they're going to do.
Right.
You mark my words, Timo. Right now, it's September 26th, 2017. So, a couple things real fast, Timo. I got to touch on Gotham's back. Man, I'm really excited. You know, Bruce Wayne is tiptoeing through the
tulips?
Batman. You know, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so he's slowly becoming Batman. You know, good stuff. They're bringing in a few more of the characters, or actually giving them more, I guess, airtime or whatever. But yeah, the Scarecrow came in, and so yeah, some good stuff. The first episode I just watched, really good. I'll report back a little bit more. But one thing, Timo, you know how I feel about our show, like Mountain Monsters and Night Vision and stuff like that. Well, the other day, I got stuck watching because there was 2 recordings going on at the house when I was over taking care of Ruby and hanging out with Zoe. I was forced to watch Ghost Adventures, and I am not a fan of Ghost Adventures. First, I'm not a fan. I hope they're not listening. They come over and punch me in the face, but I'm going out on a limb. I don't like those. Zach Baggins or whatever. Them guys are just... Okay, Timo, Night Vision. You have a cameraman with you. Oh my God, my flashlight went out and I'm lost. And this was in St. Louis, Timo. They were in St. Louis at some freaking place.
The Lamp Brewery, the Lamp Mansion.
It might have been, yeah. It was a big place. I don't know.
It's probably huge. A lamp.
But yeah, so like Zach Baggins got lost downstairs in the basement, right?
Yep.
And his flashlight went out and he couldn't see anything except for the cameraman with the night vision and the gigantic light on his camera. He couldn't see anything. And I just sat there and I just was like, oh my God, I can't take it, you know? And they kept doing that, like, you know. And then at one point, his buddies were upstairs and they're like, wait a second. I just got this feeling that something's wrong with Zach. Something's wrong with Zach, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, now you guys got psychic powers now. and I swear to God, I want to just, I can't take it. I can't. What people, I guess you're tricking a whole lot of people because that show is still on and it's been on, Timo, for a long time. I remember we met those guys back when we did Scarefest.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They were there. And that's a long time ago.
7 years ago? So, 7 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So obviously you're fooling a majority of the people that are watching it, but you can't fool me with your night vision and your giant light and all that. You can see the giant light right on the wall in front of you, but I can't see nothing. I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm scared and I don't know where I'm at. Did you hear that? No, I didn't hear that. Oh my God.
Does it make you excited to shoot our little movie with Jason Schneider and with their ghost? Now, I mean, look, it's like I told you, what you're seeing, that's what I want to comment. I want to go and say, no, wait a minute. You know what? Hold on a second. First of all, what good is night vision going to do for a ghost? I mean, aren't night vision supposed to pick up heat? Or is it infrared? Yeah. I mean, I didn't know a ghost was body temperature.
Oh, they always see
those cold spots are body temperature, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my God, they were doing that. Like, oh my God, look at, I got chills right here. I got chills. Oh my God, they're like, I've had enough. Oh my God, man. I've had about all I can take of those shows. It's just, and then I think I told you, Timo, so I do sometimes watch the haunting ones because I find them somewhat interesting, and I also find them very annoying. So I'm right in the middle. I'm either annoyed or I'm like, wow, that's kind of interesting, you know? So, but I told you they're really running out of ideas because they have now the Amish haunting.
Oh my God! You just stop.
Yeah, so they're
just
haunted
you're
barns.
Just making this shit
Amish
up
haunted
now.
barns. No, the one was the guy. They were mad at the one guy and they banished him because he used the witch's tree to make some chairs out of. Like,
oh my! The witch's tree. Oh, for God's sake! For the love of all that's holy, come on, people.
Yeah.
Jeez. No wonder the world is dumb and stupid. Jeez.
A few other things, Timo, but we'll save them for later because I want to make a little bit more of a comment about. But yeah, so look out for the Amish haunting. Because,
yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Duck. How about that? I'll look out for it.
I'm sure some of these poor people got banished because they actually sat in front of a camera and were recorded, which stole their soul. So I'm worried about them. So I really am.
God, jeez, you kidding?
And you know what's so funny about these, Timo, is like, you know, they had the reenactments and then they supposedly have the real people. And I swear to God, it's like, you can tell they're actors and stuff, and they just put these beards on.
They got their Rasputin beards on,
yes.
Going around calling each other Ishmael, you know.
Yeah,
trying to be Amish, you know. They've got like an antiquated tool in their hand, you know. Mm-hmm. Wife's got a roller,
you can't,
a bread roller.
You can't even make this stuff up, I tell you. So, God. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right, gee whiz, this world! I'm telling you right now. Anyway, let's get to our fishy little films, Mr. Ben Harley.
All right, Timo.
Again,
what are we watching? Oh wait, I know what we're.
Yeah, well, again, we usually have a song right now. We kind of put the kibosh on songs. I got some backlash to that, so we will start some songs back up again. We just got so much going on. It's just one little detail. I don't need to worry about it right now. So once we get into the holiday season, we will reintroduce the new and improved song segment. How about that?
Yeah,
we'll reintroduce it. It'll be bigger, better, and better EQ'd. How about that? I really doubt that's true, but anyway, so we'll just say that and go with it. First up, Ben Harley and our official little films from 1957. Oh my God, before people use night vision, decided to try to see cold things. Okay, so we have The Land Unknown.
Yeah.
Let's get to I see a blurb. On this bad boy. Yeah.
Good.
Here we go. Okay, so we have a poster art blurb here that we're going to get through here for The Land Unknown. Here we go. All right. Behind a barrier of Antarctic ice, a paradise of hidden terrors. Paradise of hidden terrors. That's not paradise.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it's just not
double negative.
Terrors. Okay, it should be a hell of hidden terrors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway, real short synopsis, one sentence. Ready? All right, here we go. Movie guy is back in action. He's ready to go. Here we go. Hi. All right, here we go.
Hi.
Hall of Fame. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that'll wait. Thank you.
3 men and a woman crash land in a deep crater in Antarctica, where they find a prehistoric world. Yep.
Yeah.
They sure do.
That's pretty much what I did. Yeah.
They find a prehistoric world, and they also find a dude.
Yeah.
Find a guy up in that world there.
Yeah.
That Dr. Carl Hunter guy. And you might remember that guy, you might not. He was an assault on Precinct 13, believe it or not.
That's right.
That fellow they find was right there. Yes, his name is Henry Brandon. So anyway,
he reminded me of who's the gentleman from House 2, the old prospector guy. What's his name?
You got a thing for Royal Dano. I'm telling you right now, you need to have a Royal Dano freak out because he's like a Tootsie Roll. Everywhere you look, you see Royal Dano. So
I do.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yes, from 1957, black and white. Couple things. This movie was inspired by reports. Now, I don't know if you've heard. This is like some of these conspiracy, fun little legendary stories, like I don't know, moon landing conspiracies and things like this. That there are places in the Antarctic. They have warm water and they have vegetation and things like that. And there's been some flyovers and people have seen this stuff. And so it's a pretty good legend they have. So that's what this was inspired by. This movie was supposed to be a big budget color film. And Jack Arnold was supposed to direct it. And Universal decided to cut the budget, put it to black and white, and Jack Arnold pulled out. He said, nope, not doing it. So they basically got a contract director, Virgil Vogel. They hired him to do some stuff here. So,
okay.
All right. So have you seen The Land Unknown, Ben Harley?
No, Timo. I'm surprised I haven't come across this, especially even when I was younger, Right. I don't think it played around here, on any of my mom and pop channels or whatever. But yeah, I really liked this movie. I thought it, it's fun, and there's been a lot of movies like this, I think it was The Last Dinosaur that came out right in the 70s, Timo. That one, I think, that one really, for me, when I was younger, and I know we reviewed it too.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of was a big influence on me as far as I liked that movie. That was one of those Saturday afternoon ones that I caught, and I was just glued to the, to the set. Now, does it hold up that well? You know what I mean? But this somewhat reminds me of that a little bit,
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I thought this was good as far as the acting was pretty good. And God, I'm going to probably get some people mad at me about this, but in this one, I really kind of think I preferred the T-Rex was a guy in a suit, more than seeing the stop motion. Now, I love stop motion a lot, but I think for some reason I just enjoyed it, but I think it looked better. And the set looked good when it was there, and the helicopter and all, everything that was kind of going on in this one scene. I just thought it was great. And then they also did they get two Gila monsters or whatever and let them fight, but they are real, but they're, so it had a little bit of, guy in a suit, real stuff, and cool sets. I thought it all worked out really well.
Yeah.
Now it had kind of a Nessie creature. I don't know, and it too. It left a little to be desired, but I enjoyed it.
I'll tell you what, that Nessie's a dick, isn't it? I mean, that's not,
man.
Yeah.
So, but overall, it had all the elements, that I like in a film, especially from back then. Like those black and white ones, and I was as a kid. With, Godzilla and all those Mighty Joe Young, King Kong and all that was really heavily influenced by, and this would have been perfect for me. So I kind of wish I'd have seen this when I was younger, but I did enjoy it. I thought the acting was pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of too much dialogue and stuff like that. There was a lot more action, but good stuff too. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters because they went pretty crazy pretty quick. Some of them did, you know what I mean? And you really didn't know who to trust kind of a little bit. But then at the end, they all kind of worked together. And I liked it, Tim. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Well, the main Murray Meathead Muscle Man or whatever, that was Jock Mahoney.
Jock Mahoney.
Jock Mahoney. Yeah. He did a little dabbling in some Tarzan flicks, played Tarzan, and he played some Tarzan bad guys, I think. In different Tarzan movies. He was known as Range Rider. There was a series of Westerns called Range Rider. And he also, lots of TV, B movies and Westerns and stuff. But he also played the character Stoner in the film Bandolero.
Did he? Yeah. So I just saw him.
Yeah, you're on a freak out.
Nice. I'm on a freak out.
You're on a Jock Mahoney freak out.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was like a Jock Mahoney. This movie is a very Edgar Rice Burroughs, kind of Jules Verne-y, little Arthur Conan Doyle, Lost World, type of feel to it, which is a tried and true formula for movies is, you go somewhere where there's not supposed to be dinosaurs, and there you go. There's dinosaurs. Yeah. At least 3 of them. I think there was like 4 or 5 dinosaurs in this world, but it was enough to scare people. It was enough to make people a little nervous to walk out to take a pee and stuff. And apparently, dinosaurs do not like seashell bullhorns. They don't like those things.
No,
not at all. They say, get the hell out. They're not into it. And I agree with you on everything. There's a few pimples, and one of them I like to bring up that maybe you notice is that these were not exactly Jurassic Park style high-speed chases with the dinosaurs. Yeah. Not exactly. Actually, the T-Rex, the head of the T-Rex was used to create Spot on the Munsters.
Was it really?
Okay. Under the stairs.
It looked a little like Spot. Now.
Yeah, that's right. So that was made that. The other funny thing too is at the end when they go to the chopper. When they go to the chopper at the end, I'll tell you what, that chopper, it completely cleans up the cast. As soon as they get into the chopper, they have well-groomed hair. I mean, even groomed them. They look as perfect as they did when they landed in the first place, which no chance in hell that, anyway, so they shot that in the same day,
Yeah. They get back. It's funny, too, because they get back. They make it back to the frigate or whatever, and like they run out of gas like 10 feet from landing on the frigate or whatever. And man, that's an actual crash. It must have been stock footage or whatever. I was like, because all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait a second. That's for real. Look
they wanted to use that stock footage so bad.
That, I'm like, no, I know it's a movie, but I'm like, really? They would have survived? That was pretty close. That was hairy, but sure enough, they just pulled them right out of the boat or right out of the water and put them on a boat. They were fine. I like this movie, Tim. I thought it was pretty good. I know when we were talking about it before started, you said, I think it's this one. Let me know.
Yeah.
If you see any dinosaurs, and the first one was a pterodactyl. So
as it always is.
Yeah, exactly. But I did enjoy it, Tim. I really did. I thought it was a pretty decent little black and white dinosaur film.
Yeah, and it's been kind of maligned, this movie, because of the antiquated special effects and stuff. But I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna give us a great.
I've seen it a lot worse. I think.
I have too.
A lot worse.
I'm gonna give it a great bape up, even though they did put Komodo dragons with little costumes and make them fight and stuff, which I don't always like that a whole lot. But I'm gonna give it a great bape up. Fun 50s movie. Nice to uncover another 50s movie and then realize it's still a lot of fun to watch. So it was it was good. So all right, well, 2 great bapes up for the Land Unknown. All right, now Ben Harley from 1990. All right, from 1990 we have the film Basket Case 2. Basket Case 2. Let's see here. Right, let me get you out, movie guy here, and do a synopsis here. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
Dwayne Bradley and his surgically separated twin brother Belial return in this frightfully gory follow-up to Frank Henenlotter's original monster movie classic, Basket Case. After surviving a fall from a hospital window, the 2 brothers become media targets. Dwayne's aunt, Granny Ruth, played by world-famous jazz singer Annie Ross, whisks the duo away to a secluded mansion, where other freaks in hiding live out their days away from public scrutiny. When a snooping tabloid reporter finds the location of the mutants, Dwayne and his new family must stand together to keep their freedom a secret. And in all the chaos, Belial might actually find true love. And that's actually pretty much
sure
it.
Does.
Again, 1990. Let's see. Basket Case was released in 82, although it looks like it was released in 72 when you watch it. But it was released in 82. And it's a direct follow-up to Basket Case, but it takes the characters of Dwayne and Belial and it completely detaches them from the first film. So you got the characters, but they're on a completely different journey here. They're not in a seedy New York apartment anymore and stuff like that. They are now in a real posh, nice place with Annie Ross, Granny Ruth, who you might remember as Principal Crestwood from Pump Up the Volume. That's right. Does that bell that was ringing when you were seeing her?
Maybe. You get it now? I know she did look super familiar. Yeah.
Well, how about this? How about the editor in the film? That the newspaper, the reporter editor, was played by a Jason Evers, otherwise known as the star of Claws.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
You like that one?
Really bringing them out now.
That's right. So this is basically now to get you started on this. We were talking before we started recording the show here about Basket Case 2, just for a minute, and I said this is your typical late 80s, early 90s sequels. They took grimy, dirty films from the 70s and early 80s and would make them into zany, very colorful, updated versions of those films. Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Evil Dead to the Evil Dead 2. So there's some examples of what I'm talking about. And this is right there. This is that same kind of thing. Now, have you seen the first Basket Case before?
No, Timo, and I hate to admit that. I'm going to have to turn in my horror card, probably, horror fan card. But no, people are going to hate me again. Man, I'm really getting myself in trouble today. But Basket Case was just one of those that I had a hard time, like, when I was younger, when I would go to the video store, I'd see some of these. I'm like, I don't know. No. And this was one of them, and Basket Case was one of them. And so, I hadn't, Timo. And I know you told me, we talked, and I know you'd sent me 2 and 3, and you said these were completely different films. So
yes. Yeah. And you you see what happens in the first one. There's a lot of flashbacks in Basket Case 2. Because Angio, she watched this with me. She had never seen Basket Case either. And I just said, look, Basket Case, it's a different kind of movie. It's more of a grindhouse movie. And it's cheap, it's ugly, it's dirty. It's like, it's a little unseemly. It goes from that to kind of silliness in a way. And it's a cult movie. Let's just put it that way. It's not a movie I like to watch all the time. How about that? I don't like to go back. I've seen it. I've seen Basket Case, I don't know, let's say 10 times in my life. Okay. I don't really need to see it again, which is why I didn't send it to you, because there are flashbacks in this, which get you caught up. These movies are different. They're not, like I said, they're the more colorful, kind of poppy kind of movies or whatever. Let's see. So if you hadn't seen Basket Case, you probably haven't seen Basket Case 2 yet.
No.
Either. No. Okay. All right. What'd you think?
Timo, man, people are going to hate me. As far as the movie goes, I kind of liked the movie, but I have a real problem, and I guess it's the Nightbreed effect. I just don't like the monsters in this movie. I guess I like my monsters a little bit more monstrous and a little less cartoonish looking, maybe.
It has a bit of a Freaked meets Jim Henson kind of look to it. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
It just didn't, I couldn't really, I was having a hard time with it. I really was. And a lot of it, you know me, Timo, with scale and stuff like that, I have a hard time, and that stuff really bothers the hell out of me. And what was bothering me a little bit too about this is some of it was really good, like the freaks, like their head or face would be all weird, but the rest of their body was okay. I'm like, I don't know. Their hands are perfectly, like they might even got their nails done, but they looked so good. You know what I mean? And then you had a gigantic, I don't know. For me, I think if they all would have looked just, I don't know. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like Nightbreed or some Tim Burton-ish thing, you know? And I just didn't, I wasn't scared, you know, it didn't really scare me. And I think I guess I would have enjoyed it more if, what's the little guy's name? His brother?
Belial.
Belial. Yeah. I guess maybe if Belial, it would have been more keyed around him a little bit. But then again, I'm also not scared of him either. I don't know. The movie for me was good and bad. It would be like good and then bad. And then I'd be so like kind of, oh man, this is just, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, wait a second. No, this is okay. And then I'd be like, oh wait, no. And I think a lot of it just had to deal with the monsters. Now there's a scene though, where there's like the editor. Yeah. The editor goes in to talk to the one brother, about, what's going on or whatever. And then like all the freaks or whatever are in there and they all have like faces on, like they have masks or whatever. And I found that quite awesome and hilarious. I thought it was great. I just,
in the bar,
yeah. And I just thought that, it was just a good scene. There's a couple really good scenes. And I think too, also, you sent me a really, it was the DVD, but still it's like a great copy. It looks great. And I think that was a problem. I saw too many of the pimples on some of the monsters and stuff too. And some of it just, I think if people, and God, this is going to sound like such an asshole, but I guess if it looked, the monsters look a little bit more like sideshow freaks, whatever. I think, which God, that's terrible for me to say. I don't know. I'm going out on a limb. I probably shouldn't be going out on. So anyways, I just didn't like the monsters. Let's just put it to
They're too exaggerated for you is what you're saying. The monsters are too exaggerated for you.
Way too exaggerated. Yes. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah. Well, I think that this reminds me a little bit of Adam Green's Digging Up the Marrow. Did you watch that too? I know okay. There's a little bit of that, like with the crazy looking monsters and stuff in it too. I'm looking at this in more of a way where I found this Basket Case. Now, remember, I've seen all these movies, so I find Basket Case 2 and 3, by the way, to be much more polished films and much more entertaining, and they're more fun and zany. And I do like that about it. The monsters, to me, I get what you're saying, but to me, it's not trying to be like super scary. So it doesn't bother me. I actually have fun with it. Like I had fun with Freaked or something like that. The original idea for this film, maybe this will help. Maybe this kind of help. The original idea for this film was to have Dwayne and Belial go to that Annie Ross's place, Granny Ruth's place. They're kind of secondary characters. That was the original idea. That they were basically using them as a bridge to introduce Annie Ross's character and make that into the main crux of the series now, or the films. And the producers and stuff, no. You have to have Dwayne Bradley and you have to have Belial. That's like shooting Jaws with the killer dolphin. You can't do that. You have to do this. And so, but what was cool about it is it kind of married the two ideas and they introduced a lot more than that was in Basket Case. Basket Case was nothing more than seedy, dirty people living in an apartment building, ugly people living in an apartment building, and it's just this kind of you're watching it. This movie was different. It had very attractive people in it. It had a really wry sense of humor. I mean, it's a real wicked sense of humor in this movie. I think.
Well, it does. There's a part when they go to the apartment of the news lady or whatever, and I thought that part was brilliant. I did. I loved it. I thought it was great. And they're like, oh, my brother wants to be interviewed by you, and then all the freaks are coming in, but she can't find the brother, and then I thought that was pretty good. I liked that. I really did. I don't know. It just kept going in and out for me. In and out.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think I'm more reviewing this and almost like pitting it against the original one. I guess is more or less what because I think it's much better, more entertaining. It's better written. It's more highly satisfying, I would say, than the first one. Another interesting little thing: the monsters, the ones you're much maligned monsters. If I can say, the guy with the half moon head, that was David Dawn of the Dead Emge or Emge. I don't know how to pronounce his name, which I found that kind of interesting. It's like, really?
Yeah, that's really
I mean, you're going to play that guy now, but okay. But anyway, that was him in that. So that's kind of a little little tidbit there of info for horror fans. I'm gonna give this movie a nice solid grape ape up. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Okay.
I didn't take it serious. I enjoyed how they completely took themselves out of that inner city world and kind of maneuvered over into something completely different and unexpected to me. And Annie Ross to me, who again was great in Pump Up the Volume, I thought she was wonderful in this. I thought she was marvelous. And that Kevin Van Hentrick or whatever his name is, the guy who plays Dwayne Bradley, I don't think he's a great actor, but he is that role. That's his. Yeah, that's him. That he is that. So it works. It works.
I thought he was good. I liked a lot of the scenes with him. He isn't the greatest actor, but I think some of my favorite scenes were of him in the movie for sure.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to give it a great bape up. Harley, you're.
I'm a little on the fence. I'm a little on the fence. So I apologize to all you Basket Case fans out there. But I just,
well, I can't claim that it's like one of my favorite series of films, but I do enjoy this one. And the third one, which we shall review at some point here soon too, I enjoy. Synapse, our buddies from Synapse, Jerry and company, put this out. I'd like to thank all of these companies for the flip cover art on the Blu-rays. I have a very uncomfortable situation with those because we do have friends that do the artwork for some of these re-releases on Blu-ray, and I
think Joel Robinson did Basket Case 2 and 3.
Did he? Okay, did he as well? Yes. I just thank you for giving us a choice. I love Joel's art. It has nothing to do with that. It's a collector thing for me. It has nothing to do with that. So I'm glad these guys are getting the work, and I'm really glad they're doing this because I'm okay.
Glad they're putting them out. Yeah,
I'm okay with them giving me the flip. So I can flip it over, and it's just a weird little neurotic thing for us collectors. So
just as long as they're not flipping you the bird.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, we got grape ape up for me, solid for Basket Case 2, and for me, you're not really sure about it. And 2 grape apes up for The Land Unknown. So, all right, Ben Harley. Well, I don't know what we're doing next week, but it's going to be spectacular. So tune in if you don't believe me. Right?
That's right. Timo.
So until then, stay spooky, and we'll talk to you then.
Keep it creepy, people.
You've been listening to the Timo and Harley Show, brought to you by ScreenPrintingFactory.com, your affordable one-stop solution to all your screen printing needs.